at 12. The Nightbeat starts right now.
It is a performing arts building, but on Friday, it's going to become the center of the Texas political universe. I'm Steve Spriester on the campus of the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. We've got live coverage on the governor's debate and the border coming up.
And back here at home, vandals make their way into a local church, the destruction that interrupted a church event, and the message the pastor says was left behind.
Plus a secret language involving drug deals and emojis. Tonight, the emoji decoder that's being shared and the advice from a specialist who helps kids battling addiction. But we begin tonight with our team coverage on the border. 2 people dead, 10 others hurt after a crash involving undocumented migrants in Uvalde.
Yeah, it happened about 2 hours ago. Uvalde police say Border Patrol spotted a black truck that was speeding on Highway 90. It then crashed into an 18-wheeler and another vehicle near Uvalde's downtown plaza. The injured and the dead were all inside of that black truck. The other drivers are said to be okay. Uvalde Police Chief Daniel Rodriguez says incidents like these involving undocumented migrants happen all the time there.
This is an everyday occurrence. It's unfortunate that it's led to this. It was just a matter of time something like this occurred, and our hearts go out to the lives that were lost. But this is real. This is every day that it's happening, and it's got to stop.
Well, the sheriff says that DPS is leading the investigation. At this point, the status of the driver is unknown. Now, that incident has become part of the larger topic of border security. It's expected to come up during Friday's gubernatorial debate. Yeah,
our Steve Spriester is in Edinburgh tonight. Ahead of that debate, he joins us now live. Steve?
Tim and Stephanie, welcome to the campus of UTRGV and the auditorium behind me, a hub of activity today as we get prepared for Friday night's governor's debate. Governor Greg Abbott and his challenger Beto O'Rourke will face each other on the stage inside that auditorium. And it is perhaps fitting that this one and only debate is taking place in the Valley, because border and immigration issues have been such a huge part of this campaign, and they will definitely be a significant part of Friday night's debate. So let's continue with our team border coverage right now. And we're actually going to go to a town that's 120 miles west of San Antonio in Kinney County. And there they are struggling with a very real problem of human smuggling. The sheriff tells the night team's Lee Waldman he's never seen anything like it.
Here they go. Out of the truck, out of the front seat, out of the back seat, out of the bed. She's got him. They're still coming out of the truck.
It's scenes like this one that are becoming all too common in Kinney County.
Somewhere between 5:30 and now we've had 3 or 4 smuggling cases plus a pursuit, and it just doesn't end.
Sheriff Brad Coe has led the department of 6 full-time deputies for 6 years. Prior to that, he was with Border Patrol for over 3 decades.
If we were catching 1 or 2 human smuggling loads a month, we thought we were doing good. Now we're up to catching 50 or 60 smugglers a month.
In July, that number peaked at 75.
But if we're catching 75 a month, how many are getting through? Because they just keep coming.
At the heart of Kinney County is Bracketville, a 2-stoplight town. Coe's mission is to keep as much of the smuggling outside of town as possible.
The last one we had that came through town, I did everything I could to hit that car to stop him from being in town.
He drove us around, pointing out the school. The boulders are a new addition.
In the event of a bailout, they're there to try to keep the vehicles from going into the school.
Driving with Sheriff Coe, we saw this woman being arrested for human smuggling. This was at 9:08 a.m. By 2:08 p.m., we saw her walking along the highway. We don't know the circumstances of her release, but the sheriff says female smugglers present a whole new set of problems for the county.
Very few places that will accept females. Well, we got that worked out. We've contracted with a couple of counties around us to handle females. Now we're seeing it pregnant females, because pregnant females, nobody takes pregnant females.
There's a darker side. The heat proving to be fatal. The number of calls for bodies found on ranch land is skyrocketing.
Last year was 17. So far this year we're up to 9. The year's not over yet.
For the last 18 months, KCSO has been working with Operation Lone Star and Operation Stone Garden. They help the department with funding and equipment, but with the current increase in smuggling, it's not a pace they can keep up with.
So we just got to see how long we can sustain it, but we can't sustain it forever.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Sheriff Coe says they'll get their next round of funding from Operation Lone Star in mid-October. Coming up tomorrow night on the Nightbeat, we're going to take you back to Kinney County and show how human smuggling is affecting businesses and landowners there. Again, that's tomorrow night on the Nightbeat. But right now, let's go about 15 miles from where I'm standing right now to the Far International Bridge. And we're going to talk about business on the border. It's a very real concern for those here in the Rio Grande Valley all the way up to San Antonio and beyond. Nearly 6 months ago, Governor Greg Abbott added very limited inspections looking at trucks coming through the border. Our Alicia Barrera went back to the Far International Bridge to see what's changed since those inspections were lifted.
Repollo, zanahoria, cilantro, calabacita, cebollita.
Cabbage, carrots, onions, and more. Ispe, a McAllen-based produce import company, has it all.
Tenemos 25 años trabajando ya aquí.
Isidoro Perez is the owner of Ispe.
Sí se perdieron miles de dólares.
He says he lost thousands of dollars in revenue due to the bogged-down border in April. And he's not alone. A data analysis by U.S. trade numbers reports the Far International Bridge suffered a nearly $102,000 loss in April due to the trucker protest. There was a gain in May, but 7% of that was needed to make up for the negative number the month before. So in reality, the gain was around 2%. Despite that setback, the Far International Bridge appears to be on track to generate more revenue this fiscal year. Numbers have been released up until July, and so far, they've made more than $500,000 compared to the same time frame last year.
Gracias a Dios ya se está componiendo.
Perez says he's thankful things are looking up with trucker inspections back to normal.
Several organizations estimated that millions of dollars would be lost daily in this bridge alone. So it's unclear what, if any, changes were made here at Far International Bridge to try to recover from that deficit. And we did reach out to officials. We actually had an interview set up with City of Far officials. However, they were no-show. We are expecting to receive some type of update tomorrow morning. But it's also unclear what changes or what other international bridges experience. As we know, it wasn't just a standalone issue here at Far. Steve?
Alicia Barrera live from the Far International Bridge. Appreciate it. Thank you, Alicia. Now, I said earlier in this show that this Performing Arts Center behind me would be the center of the Texas political universe. Well, it's actually going to receive attention outside of the state of Texas on Friday night. We know that the major networks will be here. We know cable news will be here. For instance, Nexstar's News Nation will be broadcasting live and carrying this debate live on Friday night, as will KSAT. But it's also garnering international attention. Reporters from the BBC are expected to be here on Friday. Rehearsals begin bright and early tomorrow morning. I'll see you back here tomorrow night. Live from the campus of UT-RGV, Steve Spriester, KSAT 12 News.
Now we're looking forward to seeing you, my friend. Thank you. Now, just a reminder about Friday's debate. We're also holding a virtual watch party for our KSAT insiders. Myra Arthur and I will join you virtually, and we'll be chatting with you. You're not going to see us, but we'll be chatting with you online, giving you context about the topics that come up during the debate. So here's what you do to get in. Just use your phone's camera feature, scan that code that you see right there in the middle. That'll get you started. The debate is going to be held at UT-RGV, and our Steve Spriester, who you just saw, is going to be a panelist. And again, that's this Friday at 7 p.m. Just a reminder, Election Day is November 8th.
New tonight, a secret language involving drug deals and emojis. Now, the Drug Enforcement Administration is sharing an emoji decoder to help warn parents. They say dealers are using emojis like plugs and money symbols. The DEA says other emojis like bananas are used as code for oxycodone. And some drugs could be laced with fentanyl, as we've seen in some of our local communities. The Night Team's Patty Santos reports this decoder is just one step to help keep families alive.
Death is permanent. She's never coming back.
17-year-old Danica Caprosi's family suspects she died of a fentanyl overdose. It's going to take a couple of months for a toxicology report to confirm how she died. Now her mother is warning parents of young teens.
Be more involved. Look through their phone. Know who they're talking to. Know their friends. Be on their Instagram.
and know what to look for. The Drug Enforcement Administration put out this emoji decoder to alert parents. A banana, a chocolate, a bus, even rocket ships and patterns are used as language to talk about drugs.
Drug traffickers are utilizing social media to attract these drugs to our kids.
It's not even about the emojis. You know, we're talking about their Instagrams, their Instas, and their Snaps, you know, and they're showing exactly what it is that they have to offer.
Bea Blackman is a program administrator for Rise Inspire Academy, a high school for kids currently battling addiction. She says sometimes the drug use is in plain sight.
And the parents think they're like, oh, I got to give them their space. But in reality, we need to bring them a lot closer in because there is so much happening and so much going on.
The DEA says the pattern of how these emojis are used is probably going to change, but what does not is how important a parent's involvement is in what their kids are doing. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Now, protests continue into a second night in Uvalde, what the school district is now saying after parents started camping out in a parking lot.
Plus, the journey from San Antonio to Florida continues tonight, where CPS Energy crews are ending the first leg in the journey and how soon they could arrive in the disaster zone.
And a break-in at a local church. We're talking glass, special oils, a bus. All of those things were vandalized. The message the pastor believes was left behind. It's next on the Nightbeat.
A church burglarized and their van vandalized overnight. Last Chance Ministries rushed in to try and clean it all up before today's service. The night team's John Paul Barajas reports the pastor believes someone was trying to send a message.
Their windows are shattered, but their spirit is strong.
Heartbreaking, sad, but at the same time, you gotta just still have love and compassion for that individual and pray for that individual.
A few laptops, iPads, and 3 catalytic converters stolen from Last Chance Ministries Church overnight.
This church does a lot for everybody around here. It's just sad that people would do that.
Church windows were broken. It's believed a break in PVC pipe were used to break parts of pillars. A shuttle bus was also vandalized. As the church held their weekly food giveaway this morning, Pastor Jimmy Robles filed a police report. He believes that anointing oil used for blessings was instead used to send a message.
They grabbed the bottle and they just poured all over on the altar where we pray. And
this can be replaced.
I think it's more of an act of hate because they could have taken a lot of stuff and it wasn't like that. It was more of a just like somebody was angry.
Pastor Robles says they're looking at about $10,000 worth of damages and stolen items, not counting the catalytic converters. He also said he wants to add security cameras to prevent this from happening again. As for SAPD, they tell us they are investigating, but don't have any suspects at this time. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Now, for a second day now, parents in Uvalde are protesting outside of the Uvalde CISD administration building. They're demanding the school suspend the officers who were Robb Elementary on May 24th, and they want them to open an investigation. Now, Brett Cross, Lucia Garcia's guardian, is vowing not to leave the parking lot of the building until that demand is met, and he is ready to sleep there for a second night. Meanwhile, the school district released the statement that you see on your screen today that says in part, quote, the administration extended an opportunity to meet with individual protesters at central office. However, the offer was refused, end quote. Now, it goes on to explain the district is working with JPPI Investigations to conduct an independent review of the Uvalde CISD Police Department's actions on May 24th. However, that statement stops short of calling the review an investigation. Cross didn't want to comment on the district's statement today. Instead, he said he would be releasing his own statement tomorrow.
Tonight, the trip from San Antonio to Florida isn't quite over. CPS Energy crews left this morning and are staying the night in Mobile, Alabama, before leaving for Jacksonville, Florida tomorrow afternoon. The Jacksonville Electric Authority in North Florida asked them to come. Nearly 40 CPS employees in 17 vehicles are making the trip. USAA has also sent team members to help with the disaster response on the ground in Florida.
All right, and now, right here at home, Sky 12, over the downtown area, and you're looking at these shots and you juxtapose that with what's happening in Florida, and you feel lucky.
Yeah, because we've been there here in Texas. We know what it's like to get slammed by hurricanes and high winds and even the flooding and storm surge and freshwater flooding as a result of it. I mean, there's many elements that come into play. And of course, Hurricane Ian made landfall earlier today, shortly after 3 p.m. just north of Captiva Island, and a maximum wind gust recorded of about 140 miles per hour near Cape Coral. Yeah, that's not very far from where the exact center of the eye made landfall. So that was earlier today as a Cat 4. I mean, we're talking high-end 4. Just about 4 miles per hour away from being Category 5 in terms of its maximum sustained wind that was offshore at the time. Quiet around here, though, and more fall-like mornings. If you needed the sweatshirt earlier today at the bus stop, have it within reach again tomorrow. But we're going to start off with Ian. And here's a look at the past 16 hours. This is incredible satellite imagery. And you'll see the progression. I'm playing it very slowly so you can really take it in and take a look at that very well-defined eye as it made landfall just outside of Fort Myers, just north of Sanibel and Captiva Islands, 3 p.m. Right now, it's Category 1. When these interact with land and they come on shore, they lose their fuel. Their fuel is the warm water. That's what they need to develop, strengthen, and even just sustain themselves. So once they hit the land, they lose that fuel, and they hit the friction of the land, and they quickly fall apart. Now still Category 1, so it's nothing to sneeze at. It's still a damaging storm. Max sustained winds around 90 miles per hour right around the eye wall of that storm as it's headed to the northeast toward the Orlando area. And as it continues to weaken into a tropical storm near Melbourne by tomorrow morning, then emerges back into the Atlantic Ocean, and then likely to arc westward and make landfall somewhere along the South Carolina coast as a tropical storm. That would be Friday evening, and that would actually be its third landfall. Cuba, Southwest Florida, and then as a tropical storm, most likely somewhere along the South Carolina coastline. Around here, we've got the upper level high, Big Blue H. It's controlling our weather. It's going to stay in charge. Now, one thing of note here as we look at the futurecast, the remnants of Ian, even as it dissipates and becomes just a remnant low, stick around the Appalachian Mountains in the mid-Atlantic for several more days, at least for the next 5 days or so, dumping some areas of rain. Around here, oh yeah, we're familiar. Upper level high, Big Blue H. All right, let's talk temperatures. 89 are high today after a nice low of 60, but we were in the 50s in most outlying areas. 79 right now, dew point of 44. Dry air, it's going to remain in place for at least the next 7 days. The humidity is not going to return anytime soon. Bernie now 64, Converse 76, south side of San Antonio at Stinson. Right now it's 73 degrees and an even 70 in Carrizo Springs. All right, this is what you can expect tomorrow morning. 56 Uvalde and Hondo, Kerrville about 54, New Braunfels 59, Canyon Lake 57, upper 50s for the most part around Bexar County. And then by the afternoon, you won't want the sweatshirt. Sunny and low 90s. Here's a quick look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast. 7 a.m. 59, but by 9 a.m. already 72 degrees. And then we get into the afternoon and we top out at 91 with not much of a breeze. And then basically it's cutting and pasting this forecast with just adding a little cloud cover to the sky by Sunday.
All right, Adam, thank you.
All right, Greg, the Spurs are a very young team. So what's it like to be a veteran surrounded by all that youth?
Like over 30? Yeah, when you get all these 19-year-olds on the team when we come back. We'll ask some vets on this team about that very question. What do they hope to actually accomplish this season? At the same time, the big game and our big game coverage this Friday night is a good one coming up. Look who we saw today. Now Hall of Famer Manu Ginobili at the Spurs practice facility, and Brett Brown, who has returned to the Silver and Black and is assistant coach under Pop, leading the Philadelphia 76ers from 2013 to 2020. Spurs have just 3 days left of training camp workouts where they have to face their first preseason opponent this weekend. So right now, every practice is crucial in the team's early development, especially with the youngest roster in Spurs history. So what is it like to be a veteran on this team now?
We know who we are. We got a bunch of young talent. A lot of guys have worked their tails off this summer to get better, the guys that were here last year. And obviously we have 3 new 19-year-olds, so it's pretty crazy. But, you know, my job and Josh's job and Jakob is just to be that good veteran presence and show them how to be professionals. We know there could be a lot of ups and downs this year, but with Coach Pop leading the way, we're going to play hard every night.
So far from what I've seen, they're competitive, you know what I'm saying, and I appreciate that. They got a little talkative today, and I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying, but the guys are playing hard, and it's not all going to come together, early or, who knows what's going to happen, but as long as we playing hard, communicating, and just, playing for the team, I'm good with it.
All right, tip-off Sunday night in Houston against the Rockets set for 6 p.m.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys defense, one of the highlights of their 23-16 victory over the Giants. They got their quarterback Daniel Jones with 5 sacks, 3 of those coming from DeMarcus Lawrence on his career night. That now puts him 1 sack behind Micah Parsons, already has 4, and who was in the background shouting at Tank today during this interview. How does it feel to be helped? There you go.
It feels great to actually be him. All glory to God, but, first 2 games didn't go as well as I planned, and, had to, keep going out fighting each and every day, to get to these sacks, and, they just come in bunches, so, I was just, all glory to God.
All right, we'll see what the Dallas D can do against another division opponent, the Washington Commanders, this Sunday. When UTSA meets Middle Tennessee this Friday night, it'll mark the 3rd straight season the Roadrunners have opened up conference play against the Blue Raiders. It's the 5th overall meeting, with the Roadrunners holding a 3-1 edge, winning the last 3 straight, including last year 27-13. While the Roadrunners are 2-2 overall, the Blue Raiders are 3-1, including last week's incredible upset of Miami, 45-31. That means this will be a huge challenge for the UTSA defense.
They got a good receiver core. They guys who gonna compete each and every place, so we got to be on our play.
They just ran right by Miami. They've got unbelievable speed. Those guys are 10-4, 10-5, 10-6 guys that have been playing a long time. They've been doing that system for a long time. Their quarterback came in the game last year and immediately led them down the field, 2 touchdowns when he got out there. He's been playing really well, and he played really good in that game against Miami.
All right, kickoff Friday night will be at 6:30. Meantime, the Fighting Texas Aggies will stay on the road this week when they face Mississippi State at a very narrow 23-21 victory over ranked Arkansas. That's after the Razorbacks delivered what is being called the oink-doink on this game-winning field goal attempt, when the ball hit the top of the right upright, landed back onto the field of play. No good. That close call still moved the Aggies up to 17th in the latest rankings, who are having to face the Bulldogs in Starksville, where the Maroon and White won 2 years ago, 28-14. But the Bulldogs returned the favor last year, winning in College Station 26-22, eating up this series at 5 apiece in the SEC. One thing the Aggies must clean up is low snaps in the shotgun for quarterback Max Johnson, and Jimbo Fisher explains why in a way only he can provide.
When a snap goes down on a guy's ankles to a quarterback, I want you to pretend like you're driving in downtown Houston traffic at about 50 miles an hour and stick your head below the dashboard for a second with guys all around and raise back up and then react to what's going on in front of you. And when I say an average throw is about 2.4 to 2.6 seconds. So when that ball goes down, your eyes have to go here. All the information you've gathered, and you have to come back up and find it, and then you got about a second to get rid of it. How big a deal that is.
All right, kickoff between the Aggies and the Bulldogs is set for 3 p.m. The big game and our big game coverage next. The big game and our big game coverage this Friday night features number 5 Johnson Jaguars against number 6 Brandeis Broncos for the lead in District 28-6A. The Broncos come into this game on top at 4-1 overall record and 3-0 in district with victories over O'Connor, Marshall, Lee. Most recently, Madison with their only loss against number 2 Brennan, while the Jaguars are right behind the Broncos at 3-1, 2-0 in district with their only loss to Judson, 46-43 in overtime in their season opener in the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022.
Johnson's a really good team. We're a really good team. I think it's gonna be an exciting game. Go out there, both teams just show off what we got, and hopefully we'll go away with the dub. But we'll see how it goes.
They're skilled. They're fast. They're quick. They play really well, and they just use a lot of different things.
A really big team, skilled team too. They're gonna give us a good matchup, but obviously I think we'll come out victorious.
All right, kickoff between number 5 Johnson, number 6 Brandeis. Friday night is at 7 p.m. at Comalander Stadium. We'll be there live at 5 starting on Friday.
All right, thank you, Greg.
You got it.
And we'll be right back after this.
That's going to do it for the Night Beat. Don't forget, Good Morning San Antonio starts bright and early at 4:30.
It's been a pleasure having you with us. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow.